Today we're gonna revisit my childhood dreams that came out in the early 2000s, Chicken Run. This movie's nearly 20 years old. The movie's plot is plain and simple. It's about chickens escaping a farm from Mr. and Mrs. Tweedy, that wants to murder them, if they don't lay all their eggs, chop their heads off and eat them. The main character is Ginger, the one and is the leader, and only male rooster, Fallow. And other characters, which I will not say too many if you want to see the rest of the movie. You can tell it's the same creators that did Wallace and Gromit, the company of DreamWorks, and Pat He that did this movie pretty well. This film is really funny. It has comedy reliefs, things like the rats, and the part of this movie's plot and that Mrs. Tweedy wants to get super rich. And then she wants a paper to use some sort of machine to turn all chickens into pies. While the chickens try to find a way to get out of there, they try to find a plan. That's where they meet the main character, or Rocky, the rooster, where they think he can actually fly. And with his ability to fly, they can finally escape the farm. This movie's plot is plain and simple. They just have to get out of the farm by flying. The animation, as you can expect, looks pretty great from stop motion. And I would say the characters are pretty enjoyable to watch. Including Rocky, even though he's kind of a selfish jerk, he's pretty much a liar. Your reveal moment that you see in cliches of other movies before. But this film is pretty interesting for young children to watch. Not seeing chickens trying to escape a farm. Kind of like the movie The Great Escape. Trying to escape a prison and alive. And I like the idea of this film's plan to making the chickens intelligently smarter than most humans. And Mr. Tweedy that thinks it's all in his head, seeing all the chickens being smart. Or Mr. Tweedy not noticing a thing about them being quite intelligently interesting. And knowing their secrets. This film's plot is very easy to follow. If you watch like the whole hour of this film, you might know the rest of the story. I find this movie very humorous and quite interesting to watch. When I was a kid, it made me laugh a lot. It just comes to show that most animated films like this one can be quite enjoyable and dark at times. Including my favorite scene is the dancing song. It's the greatest part of the film is that dancing scene. in the scene where Mr. Tweety grabs Ginger and puts her inside the machine to make her to a pie, and then goes to Rocky that tries to save her. Awesome! But later on in the film, they realize he got shot out of a cannon. And then the scene in Follow tells them how they got out. Well, Get Out is building some sort of a flying machine, which reminds me of Once Upon a Forest, thanks to the rodents that helped them out, make their great escape. Everything in this film is downright enjoyably fun to watch. Not to mention they did a video game based off the film. To not give away too much, this film is downright amazingly interesting to watch. I guess if you have kids, if you want them to see some interesting animals trying to survive without dying too much, not too much death, or something depressingly sad, you can probably turn this on for them to watch. The film is like nearly an hour and 20 minutes. It's for quite entertainment for both adults and children alike. You might find this film to be your perfectly good collection. You can buy this at like most pawns, or just rent it at the library, and you might find this film worth watching. So I give Chicken Run a 7 out of 10 from its quite enjoyably well-styled backgrounds, wonderfully great music, perfect voice acting, and animation well donely perfect. So, Chicken Run is totally worth watching for a whole hour and 20 minutes of your time. This has been Eli reviewing in Chicken Run the movie. It totally will be a great thing to watch. You'll love it. You'll actually enjoy it. It'll make you laugh. It'll make you cry. You'll find this film quite enjoyable. So, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys when I talk about another interesting, forgotten, forgettable animated movie in the near future.